We are going to make this kind of background pad or insert some air in the mix. Maybe you listen to some of my tracks. I really like doing this to fill up the track and creating more atmosphere in the background. So I like to add a pad in the back of the track, like for example playing those notes over here. Yeah, and in order to get that kind of nice and smooth sound, we are going to have a look at how to achieve this in Massive, how to do it in Sylenth, in Tal, and in the Minimoog. So let's have a look at the settings in Massive. It's basically very simple to do that. I went from the init patch and I selected a square to saw over here. Went all the way to the saw position, and then I took another square to saw wavetable over here, and took it all the way down to the square position. And like, I'm almost not using that one actually. So the amplifier is only on for like active for this one. Noise, colors aren't used, and modulation is not used. No insert effects. No effects over here, just, and this is very important, the low pass filter over here. So if we quit that one, yeah, you notice the difference. And well, we are leaving the cutoff over here more or less. And also we tweaked the envelope, the fourth envelope, the one that goes into the amplifier. That one is slightly tweaked a little bit in the attack, and the attack is taken down a little bit in the levels so to be equal to the decay, and the decay is made a little longer over here so we can like hold those notes a little longer and have the paddy feeling. And that's basically everything you have to do in Massive already. The rest is achieved by this equalizer that gets you out a little bit of the low mid frequencies to clean up the mix. You see, usually you need this space for, I don't know, maybe some guitars or other melodic elements or plugs or something, so you might want to clean this out a little bit in the pads. It's just the pad is just there to like get in where you don't have frequencies covered, and that it will achieve that kind of job. And like the most important thing with that pad is the reverb. Like listen to it without the reverb. Like nice housey chord, but we want to put it in the back, way in the back of our mix that we are putting on. Large sized reverb over here, and also like a long decay time, and pretty wide open dry wet over here, huh? So yeah, that's what it looks like in Massive, and let's have a look at it in Sylenth. Yeah, it's bridged. I have 64-bit over here, so it's bridged. You can see I'm only using like part B is not being used, it's only part A over here, and I'm actually only using a sawtooth, and I'm putting up the volume completely. I'm taking down the octave a little bit, and I'm using the filter type of low pass as well. I'm leaving the cutoff over there, and I'm leaving the filter control, the overall filter control, and that value over there. Init patch in Sylenth, and let's move on to the Tal-U-No-Lx version 2, one of my really favorite synths. Like all of them use the same effects over here, so we only worry about the synths. I really like this synth. It's one of my favorites actually for warm. It's an emulation of the Roland Juno and 60, I guess. And yeah, like let's see, very warm sound. Yeah, and as you can see, we also use sawtooth over here. In the sub we are using a square wave, and we are putting it up a little bit, so that adds a little warm feeling to it. The frequency is below the still below the mid, and attack, sustain, release, stay down, we only move up the decay a little bit, and then we are basically done already with that sound over here. Nothing else fancy really happening, no white noises, no LFOs, just simple pad sound. And the last one is the Minimoog. We are also having a look at how to do this in the Minimoog. Solo this one. And you see, I haven't quite finished like figuring out the exact correct attack and decay and sustain level, but you see the sound is already there. So let's have a look at the Oscillator Banks, and we are using Oscillator 1, and that's a sawtooth, as you can read over here. It's on, its volume is up. We are at the range of 16, like that's actually the octave down, and that one is actually off, and the third one is at a square wave, also down there, and just opened up a little bit, as you remember from just the way we had it in the massive. And then we're not using too much of the contour envelopes over here, because we don't really need them. Like, the filter stays quite closed. The emphasis, resonance stays closed, and no detuning, but not too much actually. Let's see that. We want almost nothing of that, and yeah, we are also applying the same effects over here. So we have 4 different synthesizers, and we used our sound design experience in order to like have them all play almost the same sound. So it doesn't really matter which synthesizer you're using for sounds like this. You can achieve it with almost any synthesizer. Just gotta have multiple oscillators in there and a filter, and that's basically what you will need. And then you put in a reverb plugin on top, and you're basically good to go. So this is how I do my background pads and create atmosphere, warm atmosphere, and fill up frequencies that aren't covered by other instruments. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure to follow our channel over here, and maybe give us a like on Facebook, and talk to you soon. Bye.